Aloha. Thanks for your consideration of the views and opinions expressed in this ThinkTech commentary, which we are calling Watch Out for Social Media.
Take a lesson from the election. Take another lesson from what has happened to TikTok. TikTok will probably return. Some have suggested that it will be owned in part by the government or the oligarchs. This sounds a lot like state media. What would you rather have, influence and data gathering from China, or influence and data gathering from the government or the oligarchs, like X? If you don't like either, would you be willing to pull yourself away from it? In fact, social media has become an important and ubiquitous platform in the American culture and conversation, as well as globally. It is available on every computer and cell phone in the world. We used to have moderation of content, but with the recent changes announced by the tech oligarchs, that is going away. It is now essentially unregulated, and this allows the oligarchs and thus the government to say what they want, suppress what they want, and channel us into what they want us to think and do. Social media is largely entertainment, but it is much more dangerous than that. Sure, you can look at funny clips and ads to your heart's delight, but it can also drown you in misinformation that deprives you of truth and critical thinking.
Some say this is already happening. It's reminiscent of Aldous Huxley's Brave New World. The stakes are toweringly tall, so we all need to watch out. Social media is more powerful when we don't talk to each other and where the government wants to suppress any criticism. Our sources are increasingly limited to the messaging on social media. Without moderation, they can say whatever they want. And yes, we listen. While the oligarchs comfort us with shibboleths that all this represents free speech, it certainly does not. Worse, it is often used to effectively deny us of free speech and replace it with social psychology designed to misinform and confuse us. They claim that all this is fair game under the First Amendment, and that raises the question of whether they are misinterpreting and misusing that amendment.
Times have changed. Does the First Amendment still do its job? Is it allowing people to cry fire in a crowded theater? Does it need to be reconsidered and possibly revised? Is it protecting the Republic, or is it damaging the principles of the founders? Do we need to redefine it, and how do we do that? The risks involved are huge, since those who take advantage of the First Amendment would be all too pleased to rewrite it in their own favor. Can we trust the Congress or the Supreme Court to do the right thing? Probably not. We need to be very careful about approaching this possibility. And when you add AI to all of that, the threat becomes all the more terrifying. Those who would misuse freedom of speech have the most powerful weapon humanity has ever devised to influence hundreds of millions of people, and with these tools ultimately control them. No, that is not what we want.
Thanks for watching, and thanks again for your consideration of the views and opinions expressed in this ThinkTech commentary. We'll see you again soon for the next one. Aloha.